All right, so let's move on to the discussion tab, and this is where you can actually moderate how people make comments on your website. Okay. Now, the first section here is the default article settings, and the first one here says attempt to notify any blogs linked to from the article. So say, for example, you were writing an article about Superman and you wanted to link that article to another article on another website. Okay. When you insert the link to that website, there will be a notification that will be sent to that blog or that website saying, hey, Alex has linked your article on Superman in his own article on his website. Okay, so that's what this option here does. The second one is the reverse. Okay, now if you wrote an article about Indiana Jones, okay, and it was a very good article, very interesting, and then another movie character guy on another website wanted to write his own article about Indiana Jones, but then said, hey, you know what? I am going to link to Alex's article as well because his article was really good. If he inserts a link to your article on his own article, his website will send you a notification saying, hey Alex, Mr. Smarty Pants has, added a link to your article on his own article. Okay, so this is how you will get notifications, and just in case that happens to you, it's usually a good thing because that means you get more traffic. Okay, there's really no harm in people linking to your article because you're going to get more traffic from people who read their own articles. So alright, allow people to post comments on your articles. Obviously, yes, if you want people to make comments on your articles, this is the box that you want to leave checked. And of course, these settings may be overridden for individual articles. So say, for example, there was a particular article that you didn't want people to link to or you didn't want people to make comments about. You can change that individually, okay? And I will show you how to do that in another class. Okay, other comment settings. Comment author must fill out name and email. This is obviously a very good idea because you don't want anyone to just come in and make useless comments on your articles without them filling out a name or an email. Users must be registered and logged into comment. That's self-explanatory. Automatically close comments on articles older than 14 days. That's also self-explanatory. Enable threaded nested comments 5 levels deep. So if, for example, someone put out a comment and then someone also made a comment about that person's comment, and then another person, a third person, made a comment about the second person's comment on the first person's comment. Alright, I'm getting a little bit confusing right here, but I hope you know what this means. Basically, it simply tells you how many levels deep you want people to be able to make comments on other people's comments, basically. So I think 5 is fine. Break comments into pages with 50 top level comments per page. So if you have so many comments on one particular article, you can decide to break that into several pages as well if you want to. Email me whenever anyone posts a comment or whenever a comment is held for moderation. This is pretty much self-explanatory. Now, before a comment appears, comment must be manually approved or the comment author must have a previously approved comment. Now, as you go along, you're probably not want to go to check this box because this means whenever anyone makes a comment on your article, you want to manually approve that comment first before it goes live. Imagine you writing an article and then you have thousands of comments on that article. You would pretty much get a headache, okay, if you have to constantly manually approve every single comment. So this is usually the better option because this says the comment author must have a previously approved comment. So once you approve someone's comment, he or she can then make further comments without needing any further approval, so to say. Alright, so comment moderation. Hold a comment in the queue if it contains 2 or more links. This is usually a very good idea because a common characteristic of comment spam is a large number of hyperlinks, obviously. So if you want to ban any comments that contain URLs or emails or IP addresses, you can simply put that in these 2 boxes down here if you want to. Okay. Alright, so avatars. Now you can display avatars if you want to. and over here is where you can show the default avatar from mystery person to Wavatar to monster ID. This will be the default avatars that new people making comments will have, should in case they don't have their own custom avatars. Okay, and then of course maximum rating, you can pretty much select the kind of rating system you want to have your articles be. So you can go for PG, you can go for R, you can go for X. So G is usually the safest option because it's suitable for all audiences. All right, so that's it for discussion settings. Let's save this. Now, we've already talked about permalinks, okay, and limit login attempts. We will talk a little bit more about this in another section where we'll talk about plugins. But let's talk about media, and this is where you can actually control how your image sizes are displayed. And this is something we will talk about in another class later, okay? I don't want to trouble you with too much information overload in one single class. So thank you for watching this video. I will join you, or rather I will see you in the next class. Have a good day. Bye.